Hey, it's me, Jason. I've had some requests to do some guitar lessons for people just to help you get off the ground and learn how to start playing guitar. And so this is an attempt to give some basic pointers on like chord knowledge instead of getting stuck in the same regimented guitar lessons that a lot of people get stuck in. It's kind of help to demystify some of the things that you experience when you may take lessons from a particular teacher. Anyway, my approach is like you learn the alphabet. Just A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then it starts all over at A again. And instead of learning a bunch of chords, the way they generally teach is you start in a book, you start on a chord, you play a song centered around that chord, and then you learn another chord. And there's nothing wrong with that. It gives you good fundamental chord knowledge. But it doesn't teach you like different places to do the same chord, which sometimes helps you, have a greater chord economy when you're playing a song and you need to grab a chord closer by. You can do that. But anyway, to explain it and not take a lot of time, let's start on A, since it's the beginning of the alphabet. The general way they teach you to fret the A chord is to cram 3 fingers in on the 2nd fret, starting at the 4th string, 3rd string, and 2nd string. And somebody like me that's got some bigger fingers, it's always been a challenge to get a good clean sound in there. So I learned to fret it with one hand and just not play the E string in there, or try not to. You can also leave out that root if you wanted to. And when you're playing with people, a lot of the times, if they're playing the same chord as you are, you can play something different. Here's where you start to learn more chords than what you think you know. That's an A. This finger is fretting 3 strings, and you're using your thumb against the back of the neck to give you more leverage. Okay, the guitar neck is spaced out with whole steps and half steps. And so whenever you go and you want to make a B chord, you can keep the same shape and then slide up a whole step between A and B, which means 2 frets. And the problem is the root note beneath that would be a B, and that would be a bar chord then. Okay, so you can do the bar chord, which is just basically grabbing that 5th string. Instead of it being open when you play an A, you're now moving that note from here up to here, and then playing those 3 notes with this finger, again pressing against the neck to give you more leverage. Okay, so we've got A, B, and between B and C there's a half step or just 1 fret. So that's C. The traditional form of C is this one. It's a little different, but it would work in a song. And then to move from C to D, there's a whole step, which means 2 frets. And you didn't do anything, you just slid up. And the traditional D is down here. Same notes. And then E, 2 steps up, or 2 frets up, 1 whole step. That's E. And then F would be a half step, because between E and F there's a half step, or 1 fret. And F is always a challenging chord for people to play, because they traditionally want you to play it down here, and your first finger has to get those down there at the 1st and 2nd strings. A little bit different, but it still works. And then between F and G, you get a whole step. take it, getting up close to the neck, it's a little bit more compact and harder to capture things, but that's just to show you an example that one shape all the way up the neck, staying where you're at, you can get all those chords in. That's the first part of this. As we move on, you can start changing things up and do the minor chords of those same shapes. That's it for this part.